let's take a little bit of time and talk about the snare unit itself. There are a couple things to note. There's the strainer side that has the throw off, as well as the butt side. On both sides you have a vertical adjustment, and only on the strainer side do you have the horizontal adjustment. This will adjust the tension of the snares across the head. Let's take a look at the vertical adjustment knob. This adjustment knob allows the snare unit to be seated across the bearing edge of the drum. If you'll notice, the snares are adjusted so that the snares are moved away from the bottom head. Therefore, we're not going to get a good snare response out of the drum. You can even hear that from the fact that I can tap the snares and it makes a sound against the bottom head. As I move the adjustment in to seat the snares across the snare bed, right at the bearing edge, that sound goes away. Now the snares have full contact across the entire bed of the drum. One more thing to note is to avoid over-tightening the vertical adjustment. Over-tightening the vertical adjustment actually pulls the snares away from the snare bed just past the bearing edge, and you can hear that unwanted snare sound if it's over-adjusted. If I move it back out to its proper adjustment point, that sound goes away. Now that we've got the snares laying across the snare bed, the vertical adjustments are in proper alignment, we can adjust the horizontal snare tensioning. What you want to do is tighten the knob so that it's a bit too tight. This will cause a choked snare sound. When you play at a soft volume level, it doesn't allow the snares to respond. So tighten it down and then lightly tap on the drum and begin to loosen it until the snare sound starts to open up. This will give you a good full body snare sound. One commonly overlooked maintenance item is the fine tuning of the snare unit itself. You'll notice that on the butt side of the drum, it's got a bunch of different screws. Those screws adjust the tension of each individual snare strand. What I've done is I've taken the snare throw off, put it in the open position, I've got an ink pen and moved it down to the far side, the butt side of the drum. This acts as a bridge and allows you to fine-tune each snare strand. What I do is I tighten down the horizontal adjustment, and then I take the cap of my pen and I pluck each individual strand. When I find a strand that's out of tune, then I'll raise or lower that pitch. Once I've gotten all of the strands in tune with themselves, this is going to allow the snares to resonate together. If you've made all the proper adjustments with the horizontal and vertical knobs, then this might be the maintenance issue that you need to address.